Download the TrueCar app to enjoy a better car buying experience. Some features are not available in all states.
Did she say that? She can say whatever she wants. Back once again to Sonnie Johnson.
Welcome back to Did She Say That, a Breitbart podcast, podcast one. I am Sonnie, and everybody knows what time it is. JaVonni!
Lock her up! Lock her up! Lock her up!
Really? Really? That's how we can look. You know I'm dying of a cold over here. I'm trying my best to give my people everything I got. I just want to go to sleep on y'all and turn it over to JaVonni.
Not quite.
No, I'm going to roll through. I'm telling you, though, I'm having a hell of I love you people. If y'all don't know how much I love y'all, I'm telling
and we love you too, Sonnie.
Y'all.
I mean, in today, will it be Sonnie or is it Miss Johnson if you're nasty?
Nasty boys. Don't play with me. You know I got Miss Janet on. You know I was in front of the TV with Miss Janet, right?
I believe it.
You know it. Yeah, ever since she was getting ready to get burned with the iron, I was there. So there we go. Flashback. I am on so much medication right now. I don't even know how this show is going to end up. So let's have fun with it while we at it. Let's go. What you got for me? I'm ready for anything.
All right. This year's Republican convention has been epic, to say the least.
Lock her up. Lock her up. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
From Hillary Clinton's comparison to Lucifer to chants of lock her up. I loved every bit of it. But as expected, from an event chaired by Donald Trump, things went just a little bit too far when a Trump delegate called for the shooting of Hillary Clinton by firing squad. Oh, but he didn't stop there. He also suggested the electric chair and possible hanging. I never did a follow-up to see what exactly happened to him, but the Secret Service said they'd be taking care of him, so I'm sure he's locked in a basement somewhere like in Scandal. Sonnie, we don't like Hillary, but we don't want her shot, do we?
No, and that's what one of the things that Trump said when they started screaming, lock her up. He said, beat her in November. So let's shout that. Beat her in November. Get your fucking ass up and organize it. Get people out to the polls, volunteer to make this shit happen, and let's beat her in November. That's the way you do it. Take Trump words on this one and go after her that way.
I agree.
Look, I was at the convention, right? Okay,
right.
And there are people in your heebie-jeebie germs. People, you know what I'm saying? Don't take your heebie-jeebie germs everywhere and get people sick. That's not a nice thing to do. But no,
it's
I was
really
at the
not.
convention. I would love to say that one of the highlights of the convention for me was Katrina Pearson. Now let me tell you why. I want to give a shout out to how fly this chick is. So I come on and Breitbart says, okay, you're going to be doing live interviews this morning. I say, okay, cool. Do you have guests? They said no. I'm like, okay, well then who the hell am I live interviewing if we don't have guests? I called Katrina. Katrina was over in the media center within 5 minutes to sit down. And my very first live on-air interview with Breitbart was with the Trump campaign spokeswoman, Katrina Pearson.
Awesome.
So she just got her schedule straight so she can come and talk to me, and she spent 15 minutes talking to me on what is a very busy schedule for her. You know it was. So I want to give a big shout out to her for that, because that was really important. And in case a lot of people don't know, me and Katrina started about the same time. And me and her were reminiscing because we actually had a conversation when we first started where we asked each other. We were like, are we crazy? Like, are we these nut jobs that they think we are? Like, have we lost our damn mind? And we are stupid like the Democrats say we are? Like, we actually had that conversation with each other. And so this week when we ran into each other, she was, the spokeswoman for Trump, and I was doing live interviews for Breitbart. And so both of us got to look at each other and say, no, we weren't stupid. We weren't crazy. We weren't any of those things that they said we were. We were right. We stood on what we believed in, and we're still standing. So out of everything that happened in RNC, to me, that was the sweetest thing. It even bypassed the chance of lock her up, which sung me to sleep one night. I'm not going to even lie.
Hey, I was so into the lock her up that I'm officially team lock her up, and I have the hashtag in my Twitter bio now. And it's going to remain there all the way through November.
Well, let's see. Like I said, Donald Trump said beat her in November. We'll go with the look, JaVonni. I said this out loud for the first time. Not presumptive, not idiot. The Republican nominee for president of the United States of America is Donald J. Trump.
And it has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Like, look, I talked to so many politicos that were there that were like, we knew that this was going to happen, but it was something different when it happened. Like, all of them was like still shocked.
I mean,
surprised.
Are they sure? What about all the people who said there is no way possible that Donald Trump is going to get the required number of delegates? It is mathematically impossible. Spoken in his little Jimmy Neutron take over the world voice. Ted Cruz.
Then we'll give it and one more shout out, because I can't leave this special lady out. Shirley Hussar, who is one of my favorite black Republicans, out of California. She is the one who gave the delegates to Trump from California. Bright red hair, loud ass voice, big ass personality. I fucking love Shirley Hussar. So a shout out to her as well. She killed it on the delegate floor, and I loved her. She was like one of the highlights. She was another one of those highlight moments for me. Like, as you can see, I love it when the grassroots come up. I love it when people that started not in political favor actually come up. That's the shit that makes me excited and happy. So I was very happy for Katrina Pearson and for Shirley Hussar. Those were my two happiest moments this whole RNC. So
same here. I mean, because most of us feel like it's an inside job. You have to like be born into it.
And
so it's always a good thing.
Both of them proved that wrong. So you know what I'm saying?
As well as our nominee.
Hell yeah, as well as our nominee. Go Donald Trump. No, go ahead. Next one. What we got next?
All right. Now, this was supposed to be an exciting week for Mr. Trump, celebrating winning the Republican nomination, and it was. He finished the week out with an astounding speech, with many of the naysayers saying that they would now support him. But then there was Melania Gate, also known as Becky with the stolen speech. Apparently, Melania's speech included a few crib generic lines from Michelle Obama, but if that wasn't enough, some kind of way Hillary Clinton managed to get the blame for it. It had to have been, in my opinion, probably one of the stupidest spin jobs I've ever heard in life, but I digress. Sonnie, did Melania's speech bother you all that much? At least from what I've noticed, it didn't seem to
it did.
Get to you.
Look, my whole joint is this. If I told you how many people steal my shit, you would be shocked. I would tell you how your black conservative, your favorite black conservative, other than me, of course, your second favorite black conservative, how they stole my shit. But I don't complain about it because I know I'm smart. So you are smart for stealing my shit. Now, go and pass it around. Make sure as many people hear it as possibly can hear it. Because I don't need credit. I need the fucking outcome. Okay? I need more people to hear the message so they can get the message and agree with the message. I don't need people telling me I'm smart. I already know I'm smart. I don't need that. So I even said it to Stacey Dash. Bitch, steal my shit. Go ahead. Please. At least you won't sound like you in elementary school anymore. At least you will sound like you know what the fuck you talking about. It's right there. Go steal it.
Can I interrupt? Was there an instance of her taking something of yours?
I don't follow that. I
You
don't.
know?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't follow her. It's like my brain cells
No,
would
I was curious.
die.
Someone
No,
mentioned something like
she
that.
she wrote this bullshit little piece about me, and I swear it would be
I
like
didn't
me.
see it. Someone said it. I was like, how did I not see
It would
this?
be
I was
like me
surprised.
attacking a retarded person. I don't attack retarded people, and I'm not gonna go after an intellectual retard. And I'm not gonna do it. I fight people that are on my level or are stronger than me, and that bitch is neither. See, medicine. I'm on medicine.
Blame the medicine. No,
But no,
I
that's
totally
how
get
I
it.
truly feel though. So fuck it.
Yeah. No, and you're absolutely right. I mean, as for what you do, I mean, I had a business meeting and I was talking about like the number of similar projects and similar things coming after you. The last website that you were working with. So yeah, that does happen, and it kind of seemed a little coincidental. But hey, it is what it is. But my issue that I had with this was that everyone said that Melania she had a great speech, and just the issue was from like 11 o'clock at night up until 9 a.m. Everyone had agreed that some lines had been lifted, and just from a PR standpoint, just the way that it was handled. It was what bothered me. I said that Trump had a great night. Melania had a great night. All you had to do was acknowledge that a mistake was made and move on. But the whole act of blaming Hillary, which I completely did not understand, like that, all that was disturbing. And I wish it didn't take a whole. I wish it didn't take a whole day, but
it's more unforced errors. But like in all honesty. I mean, you can't be mad.
It is his first. It is his first one
because he won on his first go around and he doesn't know how to be perfect. Like you can't be mad that he didn't fall on his face the first go around, so he should have learned. This is his first go around.
That has been my take for the entire campaign.
Is the Teflon Don. But here's the last thing I'll say about that. Right? It's a universal thought. Like if it was something that you came up with on your own. So, like, my parents taught me that if you want something, you have to work for it. How many parents teach their children that shit? Like,
to be fair, yes, it's generic.
It is a universal generic thought. If it was like you broke down the protein count of a cancer cell and then she plagiarized that shit, then I could understand. But you're saying that she plagiarized you by saying that you should treat people with integrity and respect. Who the fuck doesn't think that you should treat people with integrity and respect? That's a universal fucking thought. I could see if it was a completely new, fresh, never thought of before thought. Okay, that's plagiarism. If I come up with the cure for cancer and you steal it, it's more than plagiarism. It's theft. My intellectual. That's the kind of shit that would piss me off.
If she told a story about her black husband,
okay.
And his first time in office, that would be
and
problematic.
What they did yes, even that. There you go. Look, I had to be quiet because I was thinking about Bill Clinton. I was about to vomit.
She spoke before 30 million people in a foreign language.
Did I tell you I got to interview one of Bill Clinton's mistresses?
Oh,
yes. Her name is Dolly Cowell, and she has a book out called Hillary, the Other Woman, and she was Bill Clinton's mistress before he married Hillary, all the way up until he went to the White House. So I got an interview with her. It's up on Breitbart.com. So.
All right.
Yes, I did.
I want that book.
Yeah, she signed it. She personalized mine to me. And me and her had a great conversation, but she told me a lot of things about Billy, as she calls him, her Billy.
All right, in 2016, her Billy.
Yes. So we go from Billy to Hilly. So what is Hilly up to these days? Or you can call her Killy.
Or racist Hillary, as you were. She is your new nickname.
Racist Hillary.
Can that be the new official nickname of hers for the show?
Now that the WikiLeaks out and she called the Hispanic outreach the taco outreach, the taco bowl outreach.
Yeah, she did.
I haven't even had a chance to go through all the WikiLeaks yet, so I can't wait. We're gonna have to do some more on those next week. Okay, go ahead.
She tweeted it as well. Did she put that in the email?
I don't know. Look, they said be cautious about what emails get released to October. So they already warned that they got more that they gonna release in October. Now Hillary gonna wish her ass had not used a private server.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So look, knowing that Donald Trump is running this election, Hillary waited until he chose his VP first before she came out with her pick about a week later. Former governor, Virginia senator, and chair of the DNC, Tim Kaine.
He speaks Spanish.
He does. That's all that I kept hearing.
Like, what the fuck? Look, Hispanic people should be so fucking insulted. They didn't pick a Hispanic. No, they picked a white bread dude that speaks Spanish.
So if that is that's the qualifier, then Melania then technically should have been VP. Like, she speaks 5 languages. Like, wouldn't she be better?
Oh, that is so... I mean, like, Hispanics have to understand how condescending this bitch is. Look, she has a deficit with white men. So she raised a white bread man in that can speak Spanish. And actually has the fucking mainstream media going along with her. Everybody's talking about the fact that he fucking speaks Spanish.
And that's it.
That's it. Oh, that shit is fucking hilarious. Okay.
So, I mean, Hillary talks about she wants to rebuild our infrastructure. Tim Kaine wanted to, he was going to do such wonders for Virginia's public transportation. He made it worse.
Terrible.
Bam,
and that's what I was getting ready to say. He was my governor. And let me tell you, right now, we have what used to be a HOV lane has now turned into an expressway where you have to pay with the Easy Pass to go through it, where you can take a 8-mile trip that can run you upwards of $12 at certain times throughout the day. So this is what they have set it up, a 2-tier system where if you have the money to travel quickly through Northern Virginia, then by all means. If you don't, then your motherfucking ass is going to be stuck in 3 hours of traffic trying to get one way back and forth because that's the way they have it set up now. It is fucking ridiculous. And this is what I hate about politicians. Grimy people like
But
Tim
the money's
Kaine.
needed. Like, that was always his argument when he was in office. Was it not?
But then
money
he
was
speaks
needed.
out. He's not in office anymore. He's going to be in the White House or, no, hopefully, dear God, no, I did not just say that. He does not have to do and go through the regular occurrences that most normal people I live in northern motherfucking Virginia. And on Friday afternoons, we have to make sure that we have everything we need by 12 o'clock in noon. Because after noon, you cannot drive around this bitch without being stuck in parking lot fucking traffic. These politicians, they come in and they think they're so fucking smart, and then they leave office, and we have to fucking deal with the fucking stupidity of their actions. And that I lay on fucking Tim Kaine.
He was a part of helping build those extra train stations in Virginia, the Falls Church area, whatever. I can't think of any of them. Reston. And
you mean
it's
the ones
actually
they're about to try to shut down now because they're like barely working properly?
They have
Those
been
ones?
shutting them down.
Those ones?
Yes, those new ones. So, they were built. I think they built one in Dulles or towards that direction, that airport. But the bottom line is that they spent all of this money building these extra, say, 7 train stations. And guess what? It's actually quicker to take a bus than the train that goes 60 miles an hour.
More big government. And I like the hashtag Kaine and Unable. Kaine and Unable 2016.
That's pretty much it. But I really wanted her to pick Pocahontas. I mean, her going against Trump would have been better than pay-per-view. I mean,
I could have
I
saw
really
that,
wanted that.
but I think that by the time this releases, so much shit is gonna have happened at the DNC. You know, like it ain't gonna. What we're talking about right now is kind of gonna be third layer story. Watch, I can promise that. So let's just matter of fact, with that being in mind, move on.
All right. So here's a good story. It hasn't been long since the world lost the greatness that is Muhammad Ali. The estate apparently has been settled, and the son decided to cash in on his $80 million inheritance and left his wife and 9 children.
What?
He left his wife with $75 to quote unquote get herself something nice, bought the kids some shoes, and said, "See ya."
You
So,
are
Sonnie,
bullshitting me.
I am not. So, Sonnie, I'm sure if this were you, we'd find you on the 11 o'clock news. But what do you think about guys who pull stunts like this? 80 million. He gave
Okay,
$75.
Whoa. Okay. So his father died, left him $80 million.
And he wasn't even speaking to him. He had just said, like, a year before he died, that he didn't care what happened. What is it? What did he have? Parkinson's? He was like, he didn't care what happened to him.
He left him $80 million anyway.
Yes.
You know what? I like people like him. You know why?
Why?
They remind you that evil exists. But the fun part is often watching God show them that he's greater. So okay. I'm predicting that sometime in the near future, he will be broke and penniless without a dime to his name. And somehow his baby's mother is going to find every blessing put at her footsteps that she could never even imagine she could have had without him. She's going to have a more fulfilling life than she could have ever imagined. And I pray that for her. I pray that all over her. God going to handle that dude the way he see fit. So I'm not going to even wish no bad on him because God can do him worse than I ever
Now,
could.
I wanted to add that he said he's going to get a trust for the children. But
that shit don't matter.
Going to
ugly.
do.
God don't like ugly.
I believe in karma, okay? So no matter how I
I'm
feel
gonna tell you
about
like
someone.
this. I'm gonna tell you like this. God don't like ugly. You go
sure
around, you put ugliness out into the world. Nobody can punish you like God can punish you. And the best way to activate God is to pray for her instead of wishing bad on him. Because when God goes to bless her, he's going to see the cause of her pain, and he going to see the cause of her distress, and he going to take care of him in his own time and his own accord. My best advice for everybody listening right now is just to pray for her. To put her on your heart, put her on your tongue, and watch God work. Because God going to touch her and do her better than his grimy ass ever could have. And you watch, he could end up penniless without a dime to his name because that's what happens to people like him. And I like watching people like him fall. I like watching them squirm. I like seeing their end result and knowing that God did it all to protect the ones that he loves. So I'm going to leave that right there.
All right, and look, when it comes to relationships, a lot of times I say that, you've got to be careful when moving in with folks because some people are only with someone because they have nowhere else to stay. That is what that sounds like. He was on, they said food stamps and like every other type of handout possible. So the moment he saw that money, they said he always wanted to be in a better side of town. And that is where his friends said he is headed.
Well, like I said, he ain't gonna keep it long. God don't like ugly, so.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna have it long. God don't like ugly.
Sure doesn't. Ready to move on?
Yep.
All right, so this week,
that's
I was
sick shit, though, I tell you that.
That really
Go ahead,
is.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So this week, I was being my usual rude self. Speaking of sickness, bad transition. I saw an article a writer of mine did about comedian Leslie Jones being harassed on Twitter and called a monkey. I, of course, agreed. Was it rude? Yes. But that's what I thought that was my initial thought. Um, the difference is I have the decency to say it behind her back. I mean, you have to think about people's feelings. It's more freeing to do it that way. Anyway, these people were tweeting directly at her. And then I heard how she got all upset and offended. And, lo and behold, I see that Milo was largely behind it. And I didn't even realize it. And then I saw that Twitter decided to suspend his account. Sonnie, you were just at the convention with him.
So
Is it a
actually,
crime?
no. I was with him right when right a few minutes after they had suspended him permanently.
Oh, you get to see the reaction on his face in live timing.
It wasn't. This is Milo, and if y'all don't know Milo, shit, Milo was like, what? They gonna wish they never did it. They gonna wish that I'm gonna make them sorry that they did it. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. But
well, they have a tumultuous relationship, in Twitter. So
that night, Milo hosted a party with Pamela Geller and Jim Hoff, the Gateway pundit, and Milo spoke there. Do you know who walked Milo in? It was this hot ass black chick, and she had on this little teeny red dress with her braids flowing in the wind and shit. She was beautiful. Yeah.
Who is this?
I walked Milo in because I said it like this: whether I agree with Milo or not, and I don't agree with Milo on everything, I will damn sure fight for his right to say and to do the shit that he's doing, because he's not hurting anybody. He's not physically hurting you or taking away any of your fucking rights. You have a right to free speech. Now, the thing about this Leslie chick is, right, I heard her little mumblings. I'm like in between cough medicine and alcohol, so I'm like can't really respond about like talking about the black Republican. And I'm like, I can't really respond because I'm not a black Republican and I hate most of them. But the idea of a black conservative, I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? I'm right fucking here. Do you want to come and talk to me about it? Because let me tell you what I tell you.
I'm right here.
Listen, no, let me be honest, though. And this is on some serious shit. She goes, and I saw her when she goes on The View, and she was talking to Whoopi Goldberg. And she was telling Whoopi Goldberg how when she was younger, she saw Whoopi, and it made her like, oh, my gosh, it's somebody like me on TV, and so I could do it because she's the same color as me. She looks like me. And I get that because I used to feel the same way about Whoopi Goldberg, except I didn't say, oh, it's a black woman. Oh, she looks like me, so now I could be like her. I used to say, I like her motherfucking attitude. So, like, I wish I could have the strength that she had in Clara's heart. I wish that I could have the wit and the humor that she had in Karina. I wish I could have the backbone that she had in Serafina. Like, I could go through all of these movies. It was nothing about the way she looked that made me love Whoopi Goldberg. It was always the strength that she put into her characters. Now, Let me make you laugh, JaVonni. I used to get picked on bad as a motherfucker when I was a kid. When I was about 10, 11, 12, 13, around that age, that's when Whoopi Goldberg was Jumpin' Jack Flash. You know what I'm saying? This was the beginning, Fatal Beauty and shit, in the very beginning of her movies and shit. I used to think she was the most beautiful woman in the world. You couldn't have told me that she didn't epitomize what it meant to be a beautiful woman. So you know how like the kids would be around and all of y'all would be talking and they would be like, so who do you think is pretty? And I would say Whoopi Goldberg. Yo, they would clown me for hours. Like they would laugh. I remember this vividly because it hurt my feelings so bad because I could not understand for the life of me how they could not see her as beautiful.
I'm going to respect your choice of
because
your definition of beautiful.
It wasn't based on the outside attributes. It was based on the strength of her character, the way she brought her characters to life. The way,
which is surprising because not many 12-year-olds think like that. I mean,
well,
at
I was
12...
always advanced. I was always smart. I was always a know-it-all, and that's why I was always by myself watching Whoopi Goldberg movies. That's just the way the shit works. All right, people. We'll be back in one moment.
How would you like to get access to exclusive interviews from iconic names like Seth MacFarlane, Bryan Cranston, Kevin Costner, Michael Moore, Seth Rogen, and many others?
Are you kidding?
Then you want to join Podcast One Premium. It's all available on demand right now, exclusively at podcastone.com. Premium members have access to exclusive bonus content from hosts like Adam Carolla, Shaq, Nick Ritchie, and more. They also get to participate in giveaways and members-only community events. And that's not all. You can also blog with us and get your favorite star to answer your questions. Pretty cool, huh? And if you sign up for a 2-year annual, we'll even buy you a $50 dinner. So join Podcast One Premium now at podcastone.com.
Now, let's get back to the swagger. Did she say that? Here again is Sonnie Johnson.
Welcome back to Did She Say That? Breitbart Podcast, Podcast One. Sonnie, JaVonni.
USA, USA, USA.
Like, I don't even know what you're going to be chanting when I cut. That is so fucking dangerous. One day, you're just going to knock me off balance with it. Okay, so look. The cold has got my ass, but here we go. Obama just said in one of his press conferences that the crime rate is now lower than it was under President Reagan. So we know that this is because he wants Hillary Clinton elected, and he wants to make it look like the last 8 years weren't the horrible failure that they actually were. He wants us to believe that radical Islamic terrorists aren't here and don't want to blow us up, and yet we just had Orlando. He wants us to believe that Black Lives Matter isn't out there protesting, even though they're planning to shut down more streets in Philadelphia. They want us to believe that everything is good with the freaking world, and crime rates are lower to prove it. Okay? So,
Okay.
JaVonni, do you know, tell me, how do you feel? What is your response when they talk to you about black-on-black crime?
How do I feel about black-on-black crime?
Yeah, just not even the subject in general, but when someone brings it up to you in conversation. Because I had a conversation with Armstrong Williams this weekend and this week, and he wanted to bring up with me the black on black crime. And the reason that I'm asking you is because he looked at me like I was an alien when I gave him my answer. So let me tell you my answer. I asked him, I said, well, I'm kind of ticked off when it comes to black on black crime because I have been trying to talk about it for the last 6 years, and ain't no Republican rushed to my fucking side to talk about it with me. Ain't no Democrat rushed to my fucking side to talk about it with me. So it's like for the last 6 years, I've been the one retarded person in the middle of the group sitting here yelling, hey, can we stop killing ourselves? Can we work on that first? Can we, we can put the rest of the shit off and maybe, stop killing ourselves. That would probably be a good place to start. But nobody came to join me in that conversation, JaVonni. I said that having that conversation alone, right?
Has he had any solutions for black on black crime?
No, he just wanted to bring it up to I don't know what the fuck. This is what they all do. It's the same bullshit, same talking points. They reach in their fucking bag and pull out their fucking talking points. So I asked him this. I said it basically like this. What black on black crime has turned into is 2 niggas for 1. That's what black on black crime has turned into. So the conservatives, they get their statistic. They get their statistic that says, okay, look, it's black people actually killing black people. It's not white people killing black people or cops killing black people. It's black people killing black people. So conservatives get their statistic. Progressives get their statistic because the one black person dies and then the other black person goes to jail. So now you have incarceration statistics that the progressives use to push their plan. So both sides get their statistic. You know the only people that don't get shit out of the equation?
Who?
Black people.
Well, the same argument gets held all the time. Every single one of these debates, both sides, one side talks about black on black crime, and the other talks about police shooting them. And about 7 minutes goes on,
about
and
incarceration
it's the same.
statistics.
And we never get to a point of solution out of that argument.
We never, ever, ever even have a point to have that discussion because both sides get perched. And I just simply asked, like, So where are the regular black people in all of this? Where is our reproach? Where is our reproach? Where is our safety? Where are the people that want to talk about us? And nobody ever has a response for me. So
as far as those who want to be protected from all of this killing, period.
Yeah. But so now, from the highest levels of Barack Obama, he's telling us that this shit is safe. And that the shit that we've been talking about doesn't exist. The black on black crime, the violence, the death.
But see, just like what you just said, the same statistics get repeated and regurgitated on both sides. And we never get anywhere. And then here he comes with this set of statistics. And hey, people aren't outside burning shit down for no reason.
For no reason. Look, I was out.
So that's an insult to his entire base. So when I heard that, I said, I don't see any of your supporters going along with that.
I was at the RNC. Right when I walked out the fucking gate is when homeboy decided to set the flag on fire and set his own dumb ass on fire. So, like, right when I'm walking out of the security gate, he decides to do this. So I get pushed by security to get up next to the motherfucking gate so that they can go and try to put this dumbass fire out that he didn't set himself on fire. This is like...
No, let them burn.
What? No, they don't even do that. They look out for you when your ass is too dumb to be looking out for yourself properly. And I will give a shout out to Cleveland police and whoever put that defensive mechanism together. I was there. I felt comfortable the whole time. I never felt unsafe.
I prayed.
Not one freaking time. And shout out to Mr. Cutie Pie Officer that I know you are listening right now. I didn't get to catch your name, but he saw me. He said, I know you. I know who you are. And I was just looking at him. He's like, you're Sonnie. And I was like, yes, I am. And he was like, I seen you in somewhere. He said he saw me. He said, I listened to your podcast. So I know Officer Cutie is out there listening to me right now. Thank you. And you and your boys did a fabulous job. And yes, you really did inflate a sister's ego by calling me out like that randomly on the street. I'll just admit that you did that for me. But they did an awesome job.
There was no burning.
There was no anything.
They were concerned about, like, the end of Cleveland.
No, but and Cleveland rocked this shit. But that doesn't change what Chirac is. That doesn't change what Detroit is. That doesn't change what New York is reverting back to under this socialist fucking communist that they have as mayor now in de Blasio. So it is not.
We need to get beyond the point of statistics and have some solutions, because it's both sides arguing at who's the bigger asshole, who's the bigger problem. Who's killing more?
I like to say that.
We don't need to have a debate on it. You said that.
What Jay said it. You make me feel like I can't argue with fools, because then everybody's gonna look at me and you like I'm just as foolish and stupid as you are, and I can't have them looking at me like I'm as stupid and foolish as you are.
And Sonnie, I watch the news all the time and I read these debates, and it's the same thing when it comes to Black Lives Matter, and it's sickening. Which side is more at fault? Can we get beyond this?
And this is ties back into what I did.
And if conservatives had any intention on fixing these communities, again, we're sitting in the offices of Fox News, whereby executives,
No,
you can't. No,
they want slaves on the plantation. They need the people that want to talk about slaves. Look, I know I keep on saying it, but this shit is true. You know it's true. Every single one you fucking hear on there,
barking from a distance.
That's the only fucking narrative they have, because they don't have an intelligent fucking thought process in their entire body,
or a solution,
and that's what.
What did I say? Go there and see what the problem is. Go there and talk to someone. No one even has to know that you're a Republican.
We're at the point now where the president is saying that the problems don't even exist. So the whole reason Black Lives Matter was created was imaginary. Is that what you're telling me while you're inviting D-Ray to the White House? And the WikiLeaks, they said that the DNC was even vetting D-Ray for a surrogate spot. So all of the shit that made them come to light, the fact that Baltimore burned, Ferguson burned, the white boy went into the church and decided to shoot it up, the nightclub, like, I don't care about the race of these things. I don't care about the religion of these things. You can't tell me that as a society that we feel fucking safer now than we felt when you took office. We went through 9/11. I came out like a year or two later feeling safer. We've had 8 years of you. We do not fucking feel safer. And for 8 years, you have told us that shit was so bad that you must take our guns. You must restrict these guns. You must come after these ammo. You need regulations for this. You need bills passed for that because it was so fucking bad. For 8 years, we had to take punishment as gun owners and Second Amendment defenders because you said that shit was so bad. Now that you want Hillary, who got off on her motherfucking criminality in the federal government, now that you want her elected president, you want to tell us it's sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, it's all made up in Donald Trump's head. Don't you know that?
And that he's the fearmonger, that he's the problem.
Now, if
he's
the president
the one
wants to
separating us and dividing us, not 8 years of you.
If he wants to name statistics, part of the reason why the country is safer, as he claims, the number of gun owners have skyrocketed in the last 20 or so years, or at least the majority of that time that he mentioned.
Yeah, and of course, but if you know,
but he's not going to acknowledge that, of course.
He was quiet about it today. He's been quiet about it. He ain't coming after the guns anymore because now it's a political campaign. Now he has to put his best face forward to make sure his buddy gets elected in office so she can come after our guns when she gets there.
And Sonnie, I have seen several people on television say the same thing that the president said about how the country's been safer in the last 20 years. Statistically, that is about true. But in the last 12 months, violent crime has gone up quite a bit. I just don't have the numbers. So that is also a fact.
Yes, but that's the point. The point is they were using the statistics to make America sound like we were the deadliest country in the fucking world. Where if you've removed certain cities like Chicago, like Detroit, like if you removed the murder capitals of America, then you would have realized America is a very safe place to live. It's a very great place to raise your family. It's a great place to have freedom and opportunity. 90s.
It's a great place. DC's a great place if you take out the murdering.
No, but the whole point is you can't ignore that those cities exist because actual people live in those cities. Those are actual lives. Those aren't just fucking numbers that bail out statistics. And for once, I would like to see an actual conversation about how we get into these communities and we start to solve the issues ourselves because no fucking politician is going to solve them for us. And like I have my own ideas about how we could do the shit, but I'm not the type to say just follow my ideas and all will go right because I don't believe I walk on fucking water. There may be some shit going on in your city that I don't even know about. So you should have a better idea of how to stop shit in your city. And what you actually need is someone to come in and help you to put that shit into practice. And I'm just trying to tell you, Democrats have never done it for you. They are never going to do it for you. And most of our cities that are in the most distress, the most poverty, are run by these motherfuckers who now want to tell us that it's all rainbows and motherfucking sunshine. I have told you the progressives are not going to let you out of your motherfucking trap. The only way you get out is if you decide to get out on your own motherfucking accord, and I welcome you here with the hustlers and the go-getters the moment you decide to make that decision. Well, that's the only time we got for this
USA.
week. Oh, look.
USA.
Ah, yeah.
USA. USA.
All right, JaVonni, thank you, love, for rocking with me.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry I had to give you the medication version, love. I apologize. But it was fun, though.
Yes, it was.
All right, you guys, we'll be back next week. Did She Say That? A Breitbart podcast on Podcast One. Sonnie Johnson. Don't forget, send us your screenshots and we'll make sure we retweet them. Send us your questions, comments, all that great stuff at Sonnie, SONNIE Johnson. See you next week.
Our reputation needs a new coat of paint and a delicate melody. But I say,
Stay tuned for 60-second AP News headlines. The folks at Podcast One would like to say thank you for taking the time to listen to the show. We enjoy it as much as you. As a new or loyal listener, we'd like to ask a favor of you, and we'll show you a little love. The first 500 people that go to podcastingsurvey.com and complete a short online survey will get a $25 gift card to restaurant.com. Oh, but that's not all. You'll also have a chance to win an additional $250 just for filling out the entire survey. So get there fast. Podcastingsurvey.com. Go now.
AP Update, I'm Ed Donahue. It is Hillary Clinton's big night. Delegates at the Democratic Convention have heard from her husband, from her running mate, and from President Obama. And tonight, Hillary Clinton will accept the Democratic presidential nomination. Last night was topped off by this endorsement from President Obama.
There has never been a man or a woman, not me, not Bill, nobody, more qualified than Hillary Clinton to serve as President of the United States of America.
Hillary Clinton will be introduced tonight by her daughter Chelsea at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Meantime, the Republican nominee Donald Trump will be holding rallies later today in the state of Iowa. On Fox News Channel this morning, Trump said he was just being sarcastic when he said he wanted Russia to find the emails Hillary Clinton deleted from her account when she was Secretary of State. AP Update.